Thank you guys so much for being here. This is such an honor, loving all the people, seeing everybody here. I am your host of Global Peace Week. I'm Karen Palmer, the Mindful Media Mom and the Queen of Global Kindness. I'm bringing you the most incredible guests this week so that we can uplift the planet with love and kindness and peace and joy, so that we can continue the beautiful legacies of our peacemakers and bring together the change agents, the peacemakers, the visionaries, and bring us all together. So please visit globalpeace.earth and find a way that you can be inspired. That beautiful song was by the amazing Skye Dyer. I just want to read a little bit about her bio. I want to read it from her perspective because I felt like the way that she expresses herself is so beautiful. And she's so inspiring to all of us who are really finding our voice in order to be a voice for the voiceless. And so she says, I love to sing. I found my passion in life at a very young age. When I was 4, I asked my parents if I could take singing lessons. Lucky for me, they said yes. I started my training right away. Classical, jazz, soul, Broadway. I loved it all. Music will always be a refuge for me. And I hope that my music touches someone, even for a moment, as other artists have for me. I spent the last 13 years touring with my dad, Dr. Wayne Dyer, performing at all of his events and events of my own. His passing changed my life immensely, not only in losing my father, but also losing my stage partner. We were a team, and it's been challenging figuring out my own next steps. But I'm still discovering myself in this life, and I hope that you will share this journey with me. Thank you so much for being here, Skye. I am just thrilled that we have this time together and that we have all these wonderful people on here that are excited to hear. I love that beautiful song. First, I want to ask about.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I want to ask you about that song first. That's the first
Sure.
thing I'd like to ask you about, because it just touched my heart. I've never heard it before. Now, did you write that song, or was that written?
No, I actually did write that song. It came about because it's actually been a while now. My father was doing a new PBS special at the time, and it was Inspiration, Your Ultimate Calling, and he said, can you write a song about inspiration and we'll use it, as kind of a theme song for the PBS special. So, he didn't give me that long of a time. I think he gave me 2 weeks. But, it came
so
pretty fast. Thank you. Yes, it's still one of my favorite songs I've ever written because it was really meaningful. And, it's just that I really love everything about it.
So divinely inspired. So do you still feel that he's inspiring you on a level, even though he's not here in the physical? How does that feel for you? I just wonder.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely feel that way. I think, the one thing I am so lucky, to have is I have all of his writings and his teachings, and I can Google, I have to say I have many friends that have lost, parents and people they love, and not everyone gets this chance to just see the person they love at any free moment. I can Google my dad's name and listen to him speak, or remember a talk that, kind of meant something to me and go back and listen to it. And, I feel like he's inspiring me all the time. And it's just, finding new ways to read books that maybe I didn't read before of his. I've read a bunch, but at the same time, he still was my dad. So sometimes you take that for granted. So, just kind of starting over and then learning new ways that he can inspire me from his writings and teachings.
Yeah, and he is a huge part of Global Peace United. And a big part of my writing Global Kindness Going Viral. I feel like he is very much inspiring all of us. And he has made it very clear, and Jerry Gavin confirmed this yesterday on Hay House, that he is reachable to everyone, and that he wants people to know that he didn't feel he was a celebrity. He feels like he was a very important messenger. And
yeah, that's it. You said it perfectly.
that's what he said. He said, Karen, he goes, please let them know that it's not, you're not special. Because I said,
yeah.
because I started getting the messages, and he goes, please, he goes, the most important thing, the reason that I'm choosing you, Karen, is because I want you to continue this in a way that is humble. You're humble.
Yeah.
And so it was so beautiful. And that's why we started this Global Peace United. My partner, Astra, and I, who started Global Peace United, we both were receiving messages. We both were being guided. And we felt we needed to come together. And from there, it just started a beautiful ripple effect,
That's amazing. Yeah, it really is true. My dad even said that in life, that he really felt that he was a messenger to teach, for some reason, God or whatever universe, whatever you want to call it, spoke through him, and he always felt very humbled by that. And he, used to say that when he went on stage, he didn't know who was speaking. He got up there and spoke for 3 hours without notes and just kind of was being guided on what to say. So, yeah, it's pretty cool that you got that message as well.
Thank you. I love confirmation. We humans like confirmation, and we are still here on the planet, and we're here on Earth. We have this incredible mission, I believe. All of us that are here still on the planet do have an incredible opportunity here to realize the dream that Martin Luther King Jr. had of unity. And that's what we did on Monday. We did a beautiful Perry Peace Train using Periscope and live streaming across the universe. We were, across the globe. People all over the world were connecting and hearing Martin Luther King and Maddie Stepanek and Maya Angelou and your dad and all these amazing peace legacies. Because this is what this is all about. Is I am a messenger, you're a messenger. Everyone on this call is a messenger. We all have incredible gifts. So you did something really exciting that I wanted to kind of talk about. You did a TED Talk, and
I did.
Yeah. And it was called, It's Time We Use Our Voices Positively. And you said, I love to sing. Music has always been a refuge to me. It's my favorite form of expression. I've spent most of my adult life touring with my dad, performing at his events, and his passing changed my life forever. So how was that for you, being up on stage and being the center stage? How did that feel for you?
It was very different. I've always, as much as I toured with my father, I always did singing events on my own, whether it be, at all different venues. But speaking was never something I intended to do. My dad used to joke he used to actually make me speak, at least for a minute on stage, because I actually hated it so much. I can actually talk to the wall, but the minute I get on stage, I didn't really love public speaking. I didn't like, speech class.
I felt the exact same way. I love to sing, but I don't like. I didn't like it, so that's why I started putting my speeches to music.
Yeah, it's smart. Yeah, so it was when this woman asked me to be a part of this event, I actually said no at first because I thought, no, this is not something I want to be doing. I don't really want to be speaking. This isn't an avenue I wish to take. And then I thought about it and thought, no, this is challenging. This is good. This is something you should be doing then, because you should always be challenging yourself. And, who knows? Who knows what will come out of this? No matter what, I think taking a risk there's always going to be a positive result. And, I really loved it. I still was nervous, terribly nervous, but it felt really cool to kind of give my take on something. I really spoke about, misconceived notions, and I spoke about being Wayne Dyer's daughter and the thought that my whole life, people always said to me, your life must be so perfect. And I think that, from an early age, I actually started to believe that, and I started to kind of downplay anything that, I perceived as bad. I kind of just downplayed it and didn't really let my emotions ever, kind of be fully realized. And I always thought someone has it worse. My parents are great. I have an easy life, so I should just be able to get through this. At the end of the day, I think we're all still human, and it doesn't matter who your parents are. You still feel things, and I still went through things that everyone else did, which is losing people you love, and going through all different kinds of emotions. And it was kind of getting that realization that you need to figure it out for yourself. And I just had to kind of let go of a notion that anyone thought of me, and as long as I felt comfortable within myself, then that's all I really needed. So that's kind of what I spoke about, and it felt really great to speak about it. And afterwards we spoke with the audience, and they really connected with that. Some of the people said they kind of had similar experiences, and it was really, really, really cool. I'm very grateful that I did it.
Yeah, I got to speak at the World Parliament on Spirituality. I'm a big part of the Global Peace Initiative now that's happening. It's going to be in 196 countries. We'll be talking about that with the founder on Thursday, who is Paula Fellingham. And I also just got promoted to be the director for International Women's Day.org for the Women's Information Network. So, and I'm going to be working with Charter for Compassion, which we have a beautiful interview today with Sandy Hart, who is the head of girls and women's sector. The Charter for Compassion is an incredible organization that is really bringing together all different aspects of business, of health care, of schools, education, everything together, and having a compassionate mindset in the way that we are doing business, the way that we're living our life. And so how do you feel about the compassion aspect and how global kindness, how do you find your day going through, like you said, you're a human, you're here, you're having this human experience. How do you see all the craziness happening in the world, and you have a beautiful connection with your dad. And there's a lot of people who don't have that.
Yeah.
No,
it's very true. Do you mean just how do I get through the day with these tools?
Yeah, what are some of the techniques that you do to keep your inner peace?
Okay. Yeah, one of the biggest things my parents taught us from a very young age was meditation. It's huge. I really do feel that giving yourself, however long you meditate for. I actually only do 15 minutes. Growing up, my parents each did about 30 minutes to an hour. But I feel that it centers me. I spend my time basically in that meditation. I zone off, but I go into it feeling grateful for everything and try to stay in that place of just, as you said, compassion, gratefulness, and acceptance. And I like to start my day that way. Sometimes I will do it again in the afternoon if it's feeling like a particular day where my emotions are getting the best of me, and it kind of just brings me back again to that kind of centered place. But yeah, I think that compassion is everything. I think when we lack that, that's when we have all of, the issues that are going on in the world right now are really because of a lack of compassion and not feeling connected to each other. Because at the end of the day, this is why, you're doing all of this, is that we are all connected. And I think people forget that on a regular basis, and they get a little too caught up in their own world and their own problems, and that's okay. We're allowed to have human experiences, but we have to remember to kind of step back and see the bigger picture. So yeah, meditation is huge for me. Just serving. In any way possible. Always make sure you're taking care of yourself, because without that, I don't think you can serve other people. But I always think giving back is one of the biggest ways to help and find compassion. Exactly.
Yeah, it fills
and
you
that's
up.
how we can serve.
Yeah, I volunteer. I go over to our local senior center and we sing songs. My friend is 87 years old and he plays the accordion.
That's
and
cool.
we go and I tell people all the time on my show, it's the little things that we can do in our corner of the world that create these ripple effects that take off. And, I've been saying, using social media, as your dad said in The Power of Intention, in his book,
Mm-hmm.
where he quoted about power versus force.
Yeah.
We do global meditation on my show, Global Meditation Scope, where we have thousands of people in the room meditating at the same time on focusing, focused attention on if we have love in our heart and peace on our mind and kindness in our actions, one person will counterbalance 750,000 people who are in the low vibrations of the unconscious energy of fear and doubt and blame and shame. So if what we have 1,000 people in the room and we're counterbalancing millions. This is why we started the Global Peace United. This is why I spend so much time on social media and use social media for a greater good. So what I'm just going to say to everybody who's listening to this, just use your hashtags for awakening. Yeah. Think about how you can, when you're putting up a post, think really consciously about what you're writing and sharing, and really, use some of the hashtags like Global Peace Week or Global Peace United or Keep Shining or Love and Light. Those are all my hashtags that I use on a regular basis. And what it does is it unites us. Hashtags are an opportunity for us to be categorized with everyone who feels the same. So it's so powerful, I know that, see, I feel like your dad would have talked about this. I feel
he wasn't the greatest with social media, but he told everything that came up, it was written by him. He just, he was a little late to the, computer game and everything, but he did think it was such a great way to, to reach more people than you can, on an everyday basis.
And he has 3 million people still following him.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool. It really, really is. I love it. I know. Sorry, go ahead.
I just feel like his energy has exploded in a way that is beyond what we can hear humanly, even on our 5 senses relate to, but multisensory, he's actually proving everything that he's talked about for his 30 years that he was, sharing this with the public.
Yeah, you said in the beginning about how you feel like he's, when you did the interview, they, spoke about how my dad is basically anyone can reach him. And that is the one thing that I get on a regular basis is messages from people saying that they feel my dad is guiding them. And I don't doubt it. I really do believe that he's there. And everyone that feels him, I do believe he's there really helping and doing everything, like you said, that he said in life he's now doing, after.
It's like he said to me, he says, it's so exciting because now I don't have any limitations. I can reach you in any moment, and I don't have any limitations. There was also a picture that was going around from Hawaii of him a picture of his face in the water.
Yeah, that was when we did a paddle out for him, and we put some of his ashes in the water, and we couldn't believe it. After my sister's husband and baby stayed out while the family went out, and he took the picture, and we couldn't believe it. We felt like that. It looked just like him. It was crazy, but we thought if anyone could do that, it's him. So.
Absolutely, and that's so beautiful because because it's his way of continuing the message, and Maharishi and Gandhi. This is and Martin Luther King. They're all messengers. They're all part of what I call the Council of Kindness that's on the other side that is guiding me to this day, and that continue. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing in the schools. That's why I'm working as much as I can with the animals and everything that we can do, everything that we as one person can do, and then start to reach out to the collective, right?
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
So
You're
what I'm
definitely
going to
doing
do
your
is
part.
I'm going to be mindful of your time because I
Sure.
really appreciate you so much being here.
Oh, of
I'm just
course.
going to open up the lines, and if there's
Okay.
anybody, or if anybody would like to type in a question, you can type in a question. You're listening online. You can type into the webcast if you have a question, or I'm just going to open up the lines, and you can raise your hand if you'd like to speak to Skye. Just hit *2. Oh, we have somebody right here. Hello. Hello and welcome, Aditi. I bet that's my friend Aditi.
It sure is. Hi, Karen. Hi, Skye. Wonderful
Hi.
to meet you. So
You
I'm one of those people who also have been led by your dad, Skye. I discovered him when I was 24, so really when no one my age was like into any of this stuff.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
I don't know. I just felt really called to all the messages and all the work, and my family never really got any of it. So I always considered Wayne Dyer to be kind of like my spiritual father.
Yeah.
And after he passed, he's been coming into my dreams, and one of my dreams, he like gave me all this money. So that told me that I'm on the right track, like keep doing what I'm doing. So it's great
that's
to
really cool.
connect with you. Just wanted to share that.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome.
So Aditi was on yesterday. She was sharing with us. Aditi is also an angelic marketer. She works with helping with confidence for spiritual business owners. So
that's awesome. Well, we need that, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you so much for calling in, and let's just keep this conversation going. Let's keep the conversation going. I'm going to look on here and see if we have any questions for Q&A. Anybody have any questions that are coming in? No, we're looking good. I guess that we covered everything pretty well. And I'm not seeing anybody with their hands up, but if you do want to raise your hand, you just hit that *2 if you'd like to speak with Skye. We will be sharing this on the replay, so everyone will be able to hear it, and I'll send the copy to you too, Skye, so that you can share it with your family and friends. This is so beautiful, Skye. I can't tell you how. It's, when I got to interview you in September when we did International Day of Peace, which has grown, like I said, next year for International Day of Peace, September 21st, we will be having 196 live events all over the world.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So and just like I said yesterday, it was a year ago that I started Global Peace Project by myself. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just following your dad's breadcrumbs. I was following, the messages that I was getting from my heart. And within a year, it has grown to Global Peace United, and globalpeace.earth is anybody can go. We have incredible guest bloggers who have been sharing their incredible wisdom, and we have, and Skye, if you'd ever like to write a blog for us, we would love that.
Oh, wow, sure, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, and it's a really great way for all of us to, unite in one beautiful place where we can connect and talk about these issues, with this big march that's coming up, for the inauguration and all the things that are happening in the world right now. It's just a wonderful way for all of us to be, conscious of what's happening in the world. So we just have 2 minutes left, and I just want to let you close it out and then just let us know, listeners know, what do you think that they can do? What's something that they can do to get involved? What would you suggest? How do people use their voice? You've used yours. I love your beautiful voice. And how do people start to find their voice?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think about, when you find your own voice, it's really being aware of who you are, and then I think you can use that in such a positive way once you know who you are and, find your passion and calling. And I think everyone has their different way. Mine is through singing. Yours is through these events. It can be as little as volunteering, once a week, just to bring a smile to someone's face. But just, I think, giving of yourself, that is the most important thing. I mean, make sure, like I said, make sure you take care of yourself first and also know who you are first. But I think that's the biggest way we can give back, by just being a voice of love and, through whatever means that, you have possible, volunteering, teaching, just sharing love and compassion. That's really all we need. And what you're doing is just so wonderful.
And the best way people can get in touch with you?
I'm always available through any social media. I have my website where you can send me emails, just skydyer.com. Facebook, my fan page is a really easy way because it pops up on my phone so I can see the messages, and that's just my name, Skye Dyer. I'm on Instagram. I know they have a messenger there, but I am sometimes bad about checking those, but I will be better at it. And any form of social media, but definitely my my website where I get the emails, and Facebook, which gives me the emails as well.
That's so wonderful. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you taking the time to listen, to share your beautiful message, and also to just listen to our listeners and hear how much your dad and your family have inspired all of us to continue this beautiful message. Do you keep in close contact with all of your family? Is your family still?
Yeah. I know it's crazy that we have such a big family, but yeah, we actually go to my mom's on every Sunday, everyone that lives in Florida. But yeah, I have a little sister that's graduating from grad school at NYU in May. She's actually, I believe she will follow my dad's footsteps. She's getting a degree in counseling.
Is that Sage?
Yeah, that's Sage, yes, who's amazing. All
I
my
share her
are
book
amazing.
all the time.
You do,
I share her little children's book with my kids.
Yeah.
I teach yoga, so I share that,
and
awesome. I share your dad's Unstoppable Me also.
Oh, yeah, I love that book.
I know.
Everyone's great. My sister Serena, wrote a book with my father. She's amazing, a mom of two. My older siblings are all so busy. Two of them each have 4 kids, so they're very busy. My brother and other sister Summer, everyone's doing great. But yeah, we try to get together every Sunday, whoever lives, in Florida, and then we make a point to, talk all the time and just stay in touch. Family is, so important, and I feel like I really got lucky with mine. So I like to never take any moment for granted.
Your mom in Florida too, then?
Yeah, my mom's in Florida. She's here in Boca, and so we're all pretty close. She, most of all her grandkids live here, so she, wants to be near them.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm going to come out to visit. My mom lives in Florida also, so I'll try to.
Oh, nice.
I'd love to meet you in person. We have a
what
bunch
part of
people,
Florida?
Actually. She lives in Dunellen, but we have a timeshare in Orlando. So,
okay, that's about like 2.5 hours from me.
Yeah, and
Not
so I
too
mean,
far.
to me, once you get to the East Coast, I grew up on the East Coast, so I visit my grandma who's going to be 97, and I go back every year to visit her in Massachusetts, and she's
wonderful.
on the Cape, and then my mom lives in Florida, so we go back to visit. We'll be going back to visit this summer, so I'll.
That's so nice. Well, definitely let me know.
I know. I would love to get a hug in person. That would be so awesome.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
And thank you so much again for taking the time. And is there anything coming up, any events that are coming up that people might check out or anything?
I'm actually, some will be on the works. I might be doing a kind of local acoustic event in Florida in February, but I will post all of that. I just started kind of scheduling everything for the year, so I'll make sure to always update that on my website and on Facebook so everyone can know.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, keep shining, and Skye, thank you for all your beautiful music and for all your ways that you are being inner peace for world peace. We so appreciate you. We so appreciate you.
Thank you very much. You
thank
too.
You,
we all
everybody.
appreciate you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who took the time to listen. And I hope that everybody will visit globalpeace.earth. And if you are a blogger, if you are a broadcaster, if you are a podcaster, we're looking for you for our next events are coming up. We will have more events, and we will have that on to the website. So follow globalpeace.earth and follow the hashtag globalpeaceunited. We love you. We're grateful. We're so grateful. Oh, Skye, I wanted to say too, I listened to I Am So Blessed. That was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that was so beautiful. Is that another one that you wrote?
Which I Am So Blessed, is that on my, I don't
it's
know.
On your website.
On my website. Are you thinking of All This Gift, or which one?
I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So
I just heard it. On your website. Because you had just little bits and pieces.
Yeah, I'm trying to think from what song that would be. I don't have a title that's that song. I thought you were talking about something else for a second. I was thinking it was a podcast.
I'll play it. Let me see if I can get it on here, and I'll see if I can find where it was, because it was so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
It's song previews, and it was My Time.
Oh, My Time. Yes. Oh, I love that song. Yeah, I wrote that. Yes, I wrote that one as well. That was a very personal song for me, so I loved writing that.
So did you take some kind of songwriting classes, or just is it all inspiration?
It's all inspiration. I never really thought about songwriting, and then when I was 18, I did a demo deal with Universal Records, and they said, okay, you're going to write songs, so I gave it a go. And then my dad kind of said, okay, if you're going to travel with me, I want you to write some music, and then you can make a CD and earn a living this way. So that's kind of how it came about, but I'm always trying to evolve. You can always learn more. I got to do this last EP with the amazing Alex Woodard, who was a Hay House author as well, and he produced my album, and we worked on these songs together. So I learned a lot also just from, he's a masterful songwriter, so you can always learn more. But I didn't take any courses, but I just tried to, take it all in and always, keep growing as a writer.
Yeah, I believe that I'm a singer and a songwriter too. So I really believe that the way that it comes through us is just that we have to just kind of move out of the way and let it express it come through, and not analyze it so much, and get into the left side of our brain and really let that right side of our brain. I love that your dad talks about that in his book, You Can Change Your Life.
Oh, yeah, that's how he wrote. I mean, he really did let it come through him. So I really learned that from him.
So beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Skye. So appreciate your time, and wish you lots of blessings to your family and lots of love. And thank you again for being here. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And I will post all of the replays up on the website and also on all our social media. Follow me. I am Mindful Media Mom, and you can always count on a positive story if you follow me. That